Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic on what's been a remarkable weekend for the channel. The channel has passed 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. An absolutely staggering thing for both Mark and for me. Thank you very much for joining us on the journey. To say thank you to the community, we have released over on Patreon this wonderful puzzle pack of sort of 600,000 themed Sudoku puzzles by some of the great and the good of the Sudoku community, including the likes of Fistamafel and Codec, and a late entry for Michael Lefkowitz, who sent a puzzle in yesterday. This is the puzzle. I mean, you know it's ludicrous, and you know it's classic juggler just by the numbers in this grid. So anyway, that's in there now as well. So if you downloaded it when it first came out, you might not have seen that puzzle. So make sure you download the latest version. Now, what are we going to be having a look at in today's video? Well, let me start by wishing Blobz, whose puzzle this is, a very happy 60th birthday, because I believe it is your 60th birthday today, Blobz. I hope I've got that right. And we're going to be having a look at a puzzle called Centipede. Some of you with long memories may remember this. This was a classic Atari arcade game. I don't know when it would have come out, probably around I'm going to guess 84. I could be... I reckon 1984. I'll look up after I finish the puzzle how badly wrong I've got that. I do remember the game. Basically, the centipede comes down the screen and you had to shoot it, and every time you shot the centipede, it sort of split into two, and where you'd shot it, you would create a new mushroom that the centipede would bump into. And there was also a spider, I think. But I haven't. The spider doesn't seem to have made an appearance in Blob's representation of the game. That's a jolly good thing. That spider was very annoying, if I do remember. But this has a 1-star difficulty rating. But it's achieved that difficult thing, 1-star difficulty rating, but sort of 93-94% approval rating, which means that those people who have tried it have really enjoyed it. Yeah, I will read you the rules to Centipede by Blobz, a happy birthday puzzle, in a moment or two's time. Now, what else should I mention? Well, let's talk about Blobz's Sudoku Hunt over on Patreon, which is our monthly reward. The competition's closed now, but if you haven't had a go at this yet, you really must. This is an absolutely beautiful Sudoku Hunt, themed around the Lord of the Rings, as you can see, replete with the artwork of Ted Nasmith. I think some 2,000 of our patrons successfully completed the first puzzle in the hunt. I've been recording solution videos over the last couple of days, and the puzzles are brilliant. They are absolutely brilliant, so do have a look at that. And I will release those solution videos once I've finished them. I think I've done 3 or 4 so far. Now, what else can I tell you? Birthday. Well, actually, yeah, birthdays. I have got a few messages to read out today, including some that very naughtily I've missed reading out when they were meant to be read out. So for that, I apologise. It is a little difficult, I will say, if people send in their birthday requests on the day that they want the birthday read out, because you can imagine that those messages can get missed. But anyway, let's go through them. Gavin, I think I might be a day late for this one. You've turned 25 today over there in Portland. Well, no, you're from Portland. I'm not sure you're living in Portland at the moment, but I know it's your birthday because your mum Karen wrote to us and told us that you'd found your calling, working as a preschool teacher, focusing on kids with autism. What a worthwhile thing to do, Gavin. And she said that even though you're 2,000 miles apart, she wanted to let you know how proud she was of you and how much she loved you. Or loves you. So, Gavin, many happy returns. I'm sorry if I'm a day late. I hope you had a brilliant birthday yesterday. And, yeah, I hope you had chocolate cake. Next... I'm late for this one as well. Alex, it's your birthday. It was your birthday, and I know this because your husband Tom wrote to us and told us that you were celebrating in Spain and that the two of you have been together for 12 years, married for 2, and he was ensuring you were going to have chocolate cake last night. So I hope he was good to his word, and I hope you had a great birthday yesterday. Next, I'll go to another sheet of paper. Daryl, you're turning 45 tomorrow, over there in North Alberta, Canada, and I was delighted to hear that your adoption of 2 brothers is going well, and I was amused to hear that your wife thinks you're crazy for watching Cracking the Cryptic. Not everybody can be converted to variant Sudoku, Daryl, but thank you for at least trying. I hope you have a great day tomorrow, obviously. Then Kyle, it is your birthday today. Yes, finally. Your girlfriend Alison wrote to us. I think the two of you are over in Seattle. She said that you're not into sweet things, so you don't want cake, but you will have quality beer. Not sure if I can get behind that, Kyle, but I know you're a board game enthusiast, an escape room lover, and also you enjoy your puzzles, and you got Alison into Cracking the Cryptic, so well done. You did better than Daryl. Kyle, many happy returns. Now, the next one, I'm really sorry about this one. There is no excuse for this. Indy, I'm very sorry. I missed your 6th birthday, which was a couple of weeks ago now, the 12th of June. And I should have known it was your birthday because your nana, Lynn, over in Dallas, wrote to us in plenty of time, and somehow the message never got to me. And that meant I also missed your dad, McLean's birthday, which was just a couple of days ago. McLean turned 37. And Lynn wanted to let McLean know how much she loves her son and how proud she is of you. But she's also, Indy, very proud of you. I know you've started solving 4x4 Sudokus already. So you must have been doing that at the age of 5, and now you've turned 6. Well, stick with it. And, well, have a go at today's puzzle, in fact. 1 star. So it might be doable. We have some very young followers of the channel who are remarkably clever. But Indy, I hope you had a great birthday, and I'm very sorry I didn't read out the message on time. And then the other message, I just wanted to say thank you to Dan, and to say to Dan, I'm so sorry for your loss. Dan lost his wife, Laurie, back on June the 9th, and took the time to write to us and tell us that we made a difference to Laurie, who used to enjoy our videos. So Dan, thank you for writing, and take care, my friend. And again, we are so sorry for the news. And that is all the news. And as I hear the dulcet tones of Maverick in my right ear, that means we're about to get buzzed by an aircraft. It wouldn't be. I don't think it would be an episode of Cracking the Cryptic if Maverick was silent, would it? But let's turn our attention to having a look at Centipede by Blobz. In the new 600,000 subscriber age of Cracking the Cryptic, these are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so that means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Adjacent digits along the centipede differ by at least 5, so it sort of operates like a German whispers line, if you've ever heard of one of those. So what does that mean? Well, it means if that's a 1, this square here now has to be at least 5 different from 1, so it would have to be a 6, a 7, an 8, or a 9. That's how whispers lines work, or centipedes in this instance. A digit on a mushroom indicates how many mushrooms contain that digit. So we're using mushrooms as a proxy for the circles rule today. So we've seen this circles rule before. So imagine this digit was a 6. That would mean that 6 mushrooms have to contain the digit 6. That is how mushrooms will work. And then just a couple more rules. White dots separate consecutive digits. So if this square here was a 1, this square here would have to be a 2 to be consecutive with 1, and then that would have to be a 3 to be consecutive with 2, because it couldn't be a 1 again, because it would break the rules of Sudoku. And digits on the pink cannon form a non-repeating consecutive sequence. Right, so this is doing duty as a Renban line. So imagine this was a 1, then these squares would have to be 2, 3, and 4 in some order. They don't have to go in a particular order. They can be in any order, and we just mustn't repeat a digit. And they are all the rules. Do have a go. It's an Atari classic, recreated for us by Blobz. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I don't know. Well, there are two things that I imagine we have to focus on here. I don't know which one. I'm tempted to start with the centipede, actually, because I can see something about these two squares straight away. So let's start off with the centipede, and I will tell you the secrets I know about centipedes, which are not many. But for a Sudoku centipede of this nature, one thing I can tell you is that we cannot put a 5 on the centipede. Let's try and put a 5 on the centipede and see why we have a problem with that. The reason is that the next digit needs to be at least 5 different from 5. And if we go down, we're going to get to 0, aren't we? And that's not a Sudoku digit, and negative numbers are not Sudoku digits. And if we go up, we're going to get to 10, and that's not a Sudoku digit, and neither are higher digits either. So 5 does not go on the green line. Now, there are more secrets that then emerge from that. So let's just talk about those. So let's imagine that this cell here is a digit lower than 5, which would mean it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, I suppose. What is the nature of this digit? And what we have to appreciate often about these centipedes, or green lines, is that this cannot also be from the lower than 5 set of digits, because whichever 2 digits we pick for these, let's say we pick 1 and 4, they're the most apart digits, but they're not 5 apart. So in fact, the next digit must be from the higher than 5 sequence, and then this digit couldn't be from the 6, 7, 8, 9 sequence. It would have to be from the 1, 2, 3, 4 sequence. So you get this oscillation of the polarity along centipedes. Now the final secret of centipedes is going to be that 4s and 6s in particular are very difficult digits to place on centipedes, because if you put a 4 on a centipede, what's this digit? And that 4 can only partner up with the digit 9. It's monogamous, so it only partners up with 9. So 4 and 6 is the same. 6 can only partner up with 1. So if we do want to put 4s or 6s on this centipede, we have to be aware that they could only have one possible partner. Now, why did that catch my eye? Well, it catches my eye for box 5, because where do we put the 5 in box 5? We have to put it here, look, in these two squares. And then 5 in box 4 is going to be in one of these squares, possibly in the mushrooms. No, okay, so maybe this wasn't where to start. Well, maybe we could think about... Yeah, okay, so let's use the third secret of centipedes to think about this box. Because there is a restriction going on here. Could we put one of those monogamous digits in any of those 6 cells? Now the answer, I think, is no. Let's try. If we put 4 there, we know it only partners up with 9, and that's going to break the rules of Sudoku. We're going to get 2 9s in row 5, aren't we? So none of these digits could be 4 or 6. So that means these squares are actually 4, 5, and 6, with this one being 4 or 6, which means these two squares are the only partners that exist for 4 or 6. So these are either both 1s or both 9s. Now, I don't know, actually. I'm wondering whether... Let's count the mushrooms, because that's the other thing that I was thinking of doing at the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5. I did that twice in my brain, just to make sure, because if you do count mushrooms and you get to the wrong number in your brain, that is a very bad thing, because you will extrapolate incorrectly from that. So there are 10 mushrooms. Now, what that means is that the digits that we put into the mushrooms have to sum uniquely to 10. What do I mean by uniquely? Well, if we put a 7 in a mushroom, then we couldn't also put a 6 into a mushroom. hopefully it's clear why that is instantly, but let's just think that through. If I put a 7 in a mushroom, then 7 mushrooms have to have 7s in them, and there are only 10 mushrooms. So I'm going to consume 7 of the mushrooms will have 7 in. I'll only have 3 mushrooms left, so I can't put 6 in another, because then I'll have to have 6 6s in mushrooms. So we know that the digits in the mushrooms sum to 10. Now that is interesting, actually, because we can't put 6 in a mushroom, or any higher digit in a mushroom, because how many boxes do mushrooms occur in? Well, they occur in box 3 here, don't they? That's 1 box. They occur in this box. That's 2 boxes. 3 boxes. Sorry for the colours, I'll get rid of them in a moment. 4 boxes. 5 boxes. So there are only 5 different boxes that contain mushrooms. So if I was to put a 6 in a mushroom, I would need 6 different boxes. Otherwise I'm going to repeat a 6 in a box, aren't I? And I can't do that because it'll break Sudoku. So that means... well, what does that mean? So that means that the mushrooms, the highest digit is 5. If we did put a 5 in a mushroom, that's going to be quite constraining, because then every box that contains a mushroom would have to have a 5 in it. So this would become a 5 instantly. One of these would be a 5. That would be a 5. That would be a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I still need to put 1 in here. Oh, one of these would be a 5. Okay, that didn't really work. Well, it didn't really disprove it, did it? Okay, but the only other option, if no mushroom contains a 5, then how do we make the low digits 1, 2, 3 and 4 add up to 10? Well, the only way would be if 1, 2, 3 and 4 appeared in mushrooms, because the triangular number for 4 is 10, so we'd have to have 4 4s in mushrooms, 3 3s, 2 2s and 1 1 in a mushroom. Now, right, that is very pretty. Okay, so that is the break-in. So if you can see why that's the break-in, well done. If you can't, I can tell you now that there is a 5 in a mushroom. And the way to understand that is to think about this box. So for those of you who've spotted that straight away, congratulations. The reason that we can't have, we can't only fill mushrooms with digits below 5 is, let's put it in, it's a combination of the sort of centipede rule and the mushroom rule. If these digits here, these mushrooms, didn't include 5, what would they be? Well, they would be selected from the low digits, from the 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s. But then, if we look at that congregation of digits, we know that digits along the centipede oscillate in polarity. So if we have a high digit, say this is a 9, this will be a low digit, this will be a high digit, this will be a low digit. So in this 2 by 2 there are definitely 2 low digits, 2 digits lower than 5. Well, how could that be if these were from 1, 2, 3 and 4? 2 of these digits would also be from 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that will break the rules of Sudoku. It's very cute. That's a very cute break-in. Why do I say it's a break-in? Well, it proves that there are 5s in mushrooms. And if there are 5s in mushrooms, I get digits, because there are only 5 boxes with mushrooms. So that's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 5, there's a 5 in one of those. Oh no, okay, this is nice. Right, so where's the 5 in column 4? Well, it's not in those squares because there's a 5 in a mushroom. It's not in these squares because there's a 5 there. And it's not there by Sudoku, and it's not in the centipede, so that's a 5. Which means that's a 5. Oh, look, it's all happening now. There's no 5 here. We need a 5 in a mushroom, so it's there. So I've got 7 5s in the grid straight away. And I've just got this little sort of X-wing of, we're either going to have 5s there or 5s there to complete the panoply of 5s. And this digit is on a white dot, so that's 4 or 6. This can't be another 5. It has to be consecutive with 4 or 6, so it's 3 or 7. That's a 4 or a 6. Okay. So now let's have a look at the shooter, whatever it was. What was it called? The pink cannon. Let's have a look at the pink cannon. So the pink cannon now doesn't. It's 4 cells long. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it doesn't have a 5 on it by Sudoku. So it's a set of extreme digits. It's either a set of the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4, or it's a set of the digits 6, 7, 8, and 9. No. Okay. But lovely. This is a lovely, lovely puzzle. Right. Okay. This is an example of a puzzle that I wish we saw more often on the channel, actually, because it's got a lot of beauty to it. As well as the whole theme, it's got some logical beauty, and yes, it may not be absolutely rock hard, but it's still very fun to solve. Okay, let's come back to this box and think about these 2 squares. Now, I've filled 5 mushrooms with 5s, which means there are still 5 mushrooms that need to have digits in them, and those, because overall the numbers in mushrooms are going to add up to 10. The unique digits in mushrooms are going to add up to 10. These digits here are from the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're either a 1-4 pair or they're a 2-3 pair. But bear in mind, we worked out that 2 by 2 had 2 low digits in it. Well, that's all the low digits that exist in this box. The 2 here, and I don't know the order of them, they could be there and there or there and there. But that's telling me that this digit cannot be a low digit, and that's revealing the polarity of the centipede, because this now must be high, and now we can polarity shade the whole centipede, and that's going to give us, they're going to be 9s now, these digits here. Look, all of these digits are now high, so I'll make them hot orange. Ugh, that's a horrible colour, but I will do it. I think orange and blue are meant to be our most colourblind friendly palette colours. So all of the orange digits now, if we double click them all, they've all got to be of high polarity. So you can see those 2 have to be 9s now, which means that's a 4. And all of the blue digits have to be of low polarity, but lots of those won't be able to be 4, because they'll cause double 9 to appear. I'm not even sure if that was sensible to do that way, but okay, I've done it now, so let's see what we can actually get rid of. Get rid of 9s in those positions. You can't put 6 in the middle of a... Yeah, we worked out earlier we can't have 6 or 4 in all of these squares. See, that one's annoying. That could be 6, because those could be double 1, because these 2 squares don't see one another. This digit is 6, 7, or 8. So if we look at this row, there's a sort of 6, 7... Oh, in fact, there's a 6, 7, 8 triple, and that is a 9. So this digit is low, and is 1, 2, 3, or 4. These digits are now a 5, 6 pair. Can't put 4 in the middle of a whisper. Can't put 4 in the middle of those. Those would both be 9. Can't put 6 here. Could put 6 there because they could be double 1. Can't put 6 there because they can't be... Oh, in fact, that can't be 4 by Sudoku. That can't be 4. Look, one of these is a 7. So that can't be a 3 because 3 and 7 are not 5 apart. Right. I'm looking. I'm failing to spot what I'm meant to see next. We could... That can't be 6, I suppose. Let's use that as a... That would cause double 1. So now... Oh, okay. Yeah, lovely. Let's come... This box does all the magic. This box does all the magic because now, where's the 4 in this box? And the answer is it's in a mushroom, which means that the way we're adding the mushrooms up is with 5 in 5 mushrooms, 4 in 4 mushrooms, and 1 in 1 mushroom. And these two squares now are a 1-4 pair. So the 1 mushroom is one of those, which means no other mushroom in this puzzle contains a 1, which means every other mushroom that is not a 5 is a 4 mushroom. So that's a 4 mushroom. That's a 4 mushroom. This is a 4 and a 5 mushroom. These squares now, sorry, those squares don't include, oh, I see, those squares don't include 1 or 4, so that seems to have to be 2, that's 3, that's got to go next to 8, because 7 and 3 are too close to one another. There's a knowledge bomb. This is an 8, apparently. Okay, that's no longer an 8, or actually, or a 7, that's a 6, apparently. This is now a 7. 7 can't go next to 3 or 4 on thingies, the technical term for centipede cells. So that's a 1 by Sudoku. That's a 1 or a 2. That's a 4, so that's a 4. That's a 1. One of these is a 1. It's going quite well now. These are not 9. Now, where do we look next? That's a 7, in fact, because it sees an 8. So these squares here have got to be a 1-2 pair. That's no longer a 7. This is a 3. Okay, 3 can't go next to 6, so that's 8. 6 in this column has to be really low down. That's not a 7 anymore. So we need to place 3, 6 and 8 into these squares. Let's put that in and just see if Sudoku is going to help us. It might do. That's an 8. So this bottom digit is 3 or 6. That's not 8 either. Oh, I see. So 8 goes there, which is not going to help us very much, but it seems to be true. 4 and 1 are not valid here. 4 can't go next to 8. They're too close together. This square here has got to be a 1, as it can't be a 2, and 1 and 2 are the only digits along centipedes that are allowed to be next to 7. So that digit there is, oh, I see, these are a 3-4 pair, and this digit is not 6 or 7, but is 8 or 9 and is not 8. Oh, look, so that's probably going to be a 4, because it can be. What are those digits then? They're 2, 7 and 8. Is that useful? This digit, that digit's become a 6 because it can't be a 3 or a 4. So this is ascending. Now does that tell us the nature of this? It's very hard for there to be a 7 on the rocket ship, on the whatever it's called, the pink cannon. Because the 7 would have to go there. So if this was 6, 7, 8, 9, this would be double 7. Otherwise, this is a 4 and this is 1, 2, 3. I can't see why either of those is broken. Which suggests we might need to do a little more Sudoku. Let's try 1 there. That's got to be true, doesn't it? This is a 2, this is a 3. So this is a 1, this is a 2. And where should we look now? Maybe row 2, 3, 6 and 9 to place. So that's a naked single, that's a 9. It sees 3 and it sees 6. So these two squares are 3 and 6, but that doesn't seem to be resolved. Although there is a, look, there is a 3, 4, 6 triple in column 7, which might be of use. Let's see, where's the next easy win here? Is it? It probably is the cannon, you know. Why can't I see how to do the cannon? 1 is quite close to having to be on the cannon by Sudoku. 9 is in one of those squares. It's probably Sudoku. Let's actually just try. Oh, this is a 1-7 pair. So either this is a 1 or a 7, which means this is either a 2-3 pair. Don't see a problem with that. Or an 8-9 pair. 9-8. Oh, that doesn't work. There we go. Right. 9, I could have seen this a different way. 9 in box 3 is there. And that means 9 is in one of those squares. And now 9 cannot be on the cannon. So the cannon cannot be made up of 6, 7, 8, and 9, which means it's made up of 4 and a 1, 2, 3 triple, which we don't quite know the order of, but that's presumably going to be very helpful. This is now a 6, this is a 3, this is a 6. In row 1 we need 1, 2 and 7. Bobbins. That doesn't work. 1, 2 and 7, 1, 2 and 7. That's not 1. What about, oh, that's not 7. Maybe we can do something in this column. We need 1, 2, 3 and 8. So this square is 1 or 8. That square is 1, 2 or 8. 1, that's a 1 by Sudoku. Where does 1 go in that box is how we get to that deduction. So with these squares are 6, 8 and 9. We can write the 6 in. We can write 8, 9 in. That gives us 3 here, 6 here. That gives us 4 here. Oh, okay, that was 3 in the end. So we didn't need the double 9 to be shielded. This is not 8. So this is 2 or 7. This is 3 and 2. So it went 1, 2, 3, 4 in the end. That's not 2 up there. So that's 1, 7 or 8. Can't see how to resolve it. Let's try this column. 4, 5. Oh, that's a naked single. That can only be 4 because I've got 4, 5 and 6 to place. And placing 4 there means I get that all resolved, which probably does something. These squares are 2, 3 and, oh, that's a 9 at the bottom. This is 2 or 3, not black or grey. And these squares are 2, 3 and 9. So the 9 in this row goes here. Yes, I think Sudoku. I could have done more Sudoku, but I wouldn't be me if I majored on Sudoku. 4, 7 in these Sudoku puzzles. Now, what do we need down here? 2, 3 and 8. Well, that's a naked single. 2, 2, 3, 3, 8. No 3 in the corner. No, yeah, in fact, no 3s in the corner at all today. This is a 2 or a 7, so that must be a 1. That's a 7. That's a 2. That's an 8. That's a 2. That's a 7. That's an 8. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 7. And that's a something. 6, probably. Oh, the puzzle's filled itself in. Oh, that happened very oddly. Okay, well, that's great. Does it look correct? No idea. Let's click tick. Yes, it is. Whoa, 950 people. 950? I feel like Steve McQueen in The Great Escape. That's the closest I've ever felt to Steve McQueen. No, and he doesn't even say 950. He says something like 450 or 350. Anyway, there we go. Centipede has been completed. Very enjoyable indeed. Blobz, happy birthday, my friend. Thank you for setting these lovely puzzles. Let me know in the comments how you guys got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.